The life and legacy of Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, born on April 15, 1452, in the small Tuscan town of Vinci, Italy, remains one of history's most enigmatic and multifaceted figures. His life, spanning the height of the Italian Renaissance, was marked by an insatiable curiosity, unparalleled artistic talent, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge that transcended the boundaries of art, science, and engineering. Often described as the quintessential Renaissance man, Leonardo's contributions to painting, anatomy, engineering, and optics have left an indelible mark on Western civilization. His story is not just one of genius, but of a man who grappled with the limitations of his time, his own ambitions, and the fleeting nature of patronage and recognition. Early life and apprenticeship. Leonardo was born out of wedlock to Ser Piero da Vinci, a notary, and Caterina, a peasant woman. His illegitimacy barred him from formal education in fields like law or medicine, but it also granted him a degree of freedom to pursue his interests. Raised in his father's household, young Leonardo displayed an early aptitude for drawing and observation. The rolling hills of Tuscany, with their vineyards and olive groves, became his first canvas, where he sketched landscapes and studied the interplay of light and shadow. At around age 14, Leonardo was apprenticed to Andrea del Verrocchio, one of Florence's leading artists and sculptors. Verrocchio's workshop was a crucible of creativity, where Leonardo honed his skills in painting, sculpture, and metalwork. It was here that he likely contributed to Verrocchio's baptism of Christ, painting an angel so luminous and lifelike that legend claims Verrocchio, awestruck, swore never to paint again. This anecdote, whether true or apocryphal, underscores Leonardo's precocious talent. During his apprenticeship, he also absorbed the intellectual currents of Florence, a city buzzing with humanist ideas, scientific inquiry, and artistic innovation. The Florentine years and artistic breakthroughs. By his early 20s, Leonardo was an independent artist, though he remained in Florence, a hub of Renaissance culture. In 1481, he received a commission for the Adoration of the Magi, an altarpiece for the monastery of San Donato, a Scapito. The unfinished work, now housed in the Uffizi Gallery, reveals Leonardo's revolutionary approach to composition. Unlike the static, hierarchical arrangements of earlier religious art, his figures swirl in dynamic motion, their gestures and expressions conveying psychological depth. The project was abandoned when Leonardo left Florence, possibly due to financial disputes or his restless ambition. Leonardo's time in Florence also produced the Annunciation, a painting that showcases his mastery of perspective and naturalism. The delicate folds of the Virgin Mary's robes, the lush landscape, and the ethereal quality of the angel Gabriel demonstrate his ability to blend observation with imagination. Yet Leonardo's perfectionism often led to delays and incomplete works, a recurring theme throughout his career. His frustration with Florence's competitive art scene and his desire for greater patronage likely prompted his move to Milan in 1482. Milan and the Sforza court in Milan. Leonardo entered the service of Ludovico Sforza, the city's powerful duke, presenting himself not only as an artist but as a military engineer. He offered designs for war machines, fortifications, and hydraulic systems. This versatility made him invaluable to Ludovico, who employed him for both artistic and practical projects. It was in Milan that Leonardo created some of his most iconic works, including The Last Supper, painted on the refectory wall of the Santa Maria del Grazie monastery. The Last Supper is a masterpiece of composition and emotion. Leonardo broke with tradition by depicting the moment Christ announces his betrayal, capturing the apostles' varied reactions, shock, disbelief, sorrow, in a single, dramatic tableau. His innovative use of perspective draws the viewer's eye to Christ, whose serene presence anchors the chaotic scene. Tragically, Leonardo's experimental technique, using a dry plaster method instead of traditional fresco, led to the painting's rapid deterioration. Even today, after numerous restorations, it remains a fragile testament to his genius. During his Milanese years, Leonardo also worked on a monumental equestrian statue of Francesco Sforza, Ludovico's father. The project, intended to be the largest bronze statue of its kind, consumed years of planning and modeling. Leonardo's sketches reveal his meticulous study of equine anatomy, but the statue was never cast due to war and resource shortages. In 1499, French forces invaded Milan, toppling Ludovico's regime and forcing Leonardo to flee. The clay model for the statue was destroyed by French archers, a loss that symbolized the fragility of his grand ambitions. Wanderings and scientific pursuits, the early 16th century saw Leonardo as a nomadic figure, moving between Florence, Venice, and other Italian cities. In Florence, he began work on the Mona Lisa, a portrait that would become the most recognized painting in the world. The subject, likely Lisa Gardini, wife of a Florentine merchant, is depicted with a subtle, enigmatic smile that has captivated viewers for centuries. Leonardo's use of sfumatura, a technique of soft, gradual transitions between colors and tones, creates a lifelike quality, as if the figure breathes. The distant landscape, with its winding paths and misty horizons, adds a dreamlike depth. Leonardo carried the painting with him until his death, refining it obsessively as if it were a distillation of his artistic ideals. This period also marked the height of Leonardo's scientific inquiries. His notebooks, filled with mirror-written script, reveal a mind obsessed with understanding the natural world. He dissected human and animal cadavers, producing anatomical drawings of unprecedented accuracy. His studies of the heart, muscles, and skeletal system anticipated modern medical illustration. In optics, he explored the behavior of light and shadow, laying the groundwork for later theories of perspective. In engineering, he sketched designs for flying machines, parachutes, and tanks, many of which were centuries ahead of their time. While few of these inventions were built, they reflect his belief that human ingenuity could rival nature itself. Later years, in the French court in 1513, Leonardo moved to Rome, hoping to secure patronage. However, the city was dominated by younger artists like Michelangelo and Raphael, and Leonardo, now in his 60s, struggled to find commissions. Disillusioned, he accepted an invitation from King Francis I of France in 1516 to join his court at Amboise. The French king, a great admirer, granted him the title of first painter, engineer, and architect to the king and provided a comfortable residence, the Château du Clos. In France, Leonardo focused less on painting and more on intellectual pursuits. He organized court festivities, designed gardens, and continued his scientific studies. His health began to decline, possibly due to a stroke that paralyzed his right hand, though he continued to draw and teach. According to legend, Leonardo died in 1519 in the arms of Francis I, a romanticized image that underscores the reverence he inspired. More likely, he passed quietly, surrounded by his assistants and unfinished works. Legacy and influence. Leonardo's death marked the end of an era, but his influence only grew. His paintings, though few in number, fewer than 20, are attributed to him redefined artistic possibility. Works like The Last Supper and Mona Lisa inspired generations of artists, from the Mannerists to the Romantics. His anatomical drawings, rediscovered in the 19th century, revolutionized medical science. His notebooks, scattered after his death, were later compiled and studied, revealing a visionary whose ideas anticipated helicopters, bicycles, and even artificial intelligence. Yet, Leonardo's life was not without contradictions. His perfectionism often left projects unfinished, frustrating patrons and limiting his output. His relentless curiosity sometimes led him to prioritize study over execution, as seen in his countless sketches for unrealized inventions. He was a man of his time, shaped by the Renaissance's optimism, yet ahead of it, imagining possibilities that technology could not yet achieve. Today, Leonardo da Vinci is more than a historical figure. He is a symbol of human potential. His art hangs in the world's great museums, his notebooks are studied by scholars, and his name is synonymous with genius. From the Tuscan hills of his childhood to the courts of Milan and France, Leonardo's journey was one of ceaseless exploration, a testament to the power of a mind that refused to be confined.